Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to MYC Uncensored with Satini. How are you guys? I hope you're all doing well. Um, so I just want to say a big shout out and thank you to everyone that's been listening so far. We have over 50 episodes, so we wouldn't have done it without you young girls out there listening. And then also, um, I've said this before, but we're kind of like worldwide and international. So I just want to give a quick shout out and big thanks to those from Mexico, United States, Ireland, United Kingdom, Belgium, Nepal, Canada, and yeah, and anywhere else that you're from. So thank you for listening. But yeah, so today I'm joined by a special guest.
Hi.
So do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, guys. So, thank you for inviting me in today. My name is Lana. I'm the Adolescent Case Manager at Cumberland Multicultural Community Services. Yeah, I'm so happy to be here today. So, one of our topics for today is culture.
Culture.
Yeah, so a really important thing that we should do before we talk about anything is acknowledge where we are.
Mm-hmm.
We are on Aboriginal land. So yeah, I'd like to acknowledge the elders and traditional custodians for land where we are talking on today.
Yeah.
I'd like to acknowledge the elders past, present and future. For me, I was born on Yuggera country, which extends from Logan City, Brisbane to Ipswich, located in Queensland. So, and that's the home to the traditional owners of the Yuggera clan. Today, I pay my respects to elders of the Butter Marigal people for where we are gathered. So, and as a Pacifica woman, honour for our elders is a pillar within our culture. So, I'd like to show that same respect for the elders of this land, for the First Nation communities and the knowledge that they passed down from their ancestors that safeguards a culture and knowledge that dates back thousands of years. So, yeah, and I'd like to acknowledge that this land has never been ceded and was and always will be Aboriginal land.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's
Great.
that's my acknowledgement.
Beautiful. Thank you for that.
No worries. But yeah, just like to also tell you a bit about myself as well. I'm Pacifica. I'm from Samoa. That's the island where my ancestors are from. So yeah, I like
Very
to
nice.
yeah, I'd like to share a little bit about that. But yeah, we have some questions that we've received from the lovely young ladies at Maryland's Youth Centre, all anonymous.
Yeah.
And they had some really great questions for us. So maybe do you want to start us off with a question, and we'll kick it off?
Okay, so one of them is, have you ever experienced culture shock?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I have. I was actually I was in India actually.
Really? You've been there?
Yeah. My
That's
son is half
crazy.
Indian.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was visiting some family there, and it's I'm I'm Samoan, so like
Yeah.
from a small island, and then even coming from Australia, going
Yeah.
there, when they say that's the second most populated country in the world, you better believe there are people
Damn,
everywhere.
so it was crowded.
It was crowded. It was dusty. Actually, no, it wasn't dusty. It was cold.
Yeah.
It was really cold and foggy.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, the culture there is really depending on where you're coming from. So, like, if you're from the village, I say this to everyone, but villages are the same everywhere.
Yeah.
Very conservative, very friendly people, but very conservative.
Yeah, yeah,
And then if you're from the town, a little less conservative, but still conservative. And then if you're from the city, you're more westernized. So,
yeah.
yeah, very shocking.
Wow.
Very shocking for me. But there's similarities that I can see with like Samoan culture and Indian culture. So a lot of respect for your parents.
Yeah.
That's huge in that culture. Living together as well, like because we're
Even
both.
like when until you're older, eh?
Well, you don't leave.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Even for Tongans, like, oh, you married and stuff. Well, still
Okay.
stay at home with your parents, and
And when are you leaving? Never. Okay, cool. Like in their culture, it's like you leave if you're a girl, if you're a female in that family, so you marry into someone else's family and then
stay
you
with their
leave.
family, yeah.
But if you're a male, you stay until forever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because you inherit that land or whatever. But Yes, that's my culture shock. What about you?
Damn. I mean, I haven't traveled anywhere really, so I don't.
What about New Zealand? Like, you've told me you've gone to New
Oh,
Zealand.
yeah, I've gone to New Zealand, but I
There are
honest,
huge differences there.
well, maybe where I was staying and stuff, like stay with family and all, I didn't really see any cultural shocks. Um, but I think for them when they come here, or like my cousins from America, they're always like, oh, the way that we drive here and we just double park, do whatever.
That's a
You-
Sydney thing. I want to say that's a Sydney thing. More
Yeah,
specifically,
okay.
a Granville thing. I feel like that's a Granville thing. My gosh.
Yeah, and like, and we're like, oh yeah, that's normal. Like, yeah, we're just having a conversation in the middle of the street. And they're like, bro, you're so weird. Like,
He's a weird.
don't you have some respect for the others? Like, you know, our mutual understanding is the respect that we have for each other. But I mean, yeah, not really cultural shock, but probably being like a Pacifica brown person going traveling outside of New South Wales, or I guess Sydney specifically. There's yeah, it's like they've never seen some brown people before, so it's like I kind of had to adjust.
You think in this day and age, someone would have seen an islander before? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
I feel like that too. I feel like Sydney is such a bubble of like culture, like
Yeah.
different cultures.
Yeah.
So like people who look like us, we just feel safe, regardless if they're Pacific or not.
Yeah.
You still feel like, okay, I belong there.
Yeah.
But I totally get that. Yeah, because I'm from Queensland. But even when I went back to Queensland, I'm like, yo, where?
Where are people at?
I mean, there's islanders, but where's the
Yeah, but,
rest?
like, I
Where's
think,
the
yeah,
flavor?
Yeah.
Nah. But yeah, that's a really good question that we've gotten. Yeah.
No.
Well, also to mention that, like, where we are right now, like in Marylands, and I've worked in Granville and also Auburn, is probably the most diverse places in Sydney. You won't see anywhere else like it in Sydney other than here.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, if you had to guess, how many cultures do you think engage at Marylands?
Like, walk through these doors. Oh, jeez. I don't want to say a number and it's too late. Maybe, yeah, I'll just 20 plus, like every day. It's all just completely
Wow, that's wild. Because, like, before my job at Cumberland Multicultural Community Services, I worked at Auburn Youth Centre, and we used to record like everybody, just to like see where people are coming from.
Yeah.
And yeah, people were coming from 66 different countries.
Damn.
So I can't imagine what it's like here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's these are really good questions. So yeah, should we move on to another one?
Yeah, what's another one, Lana? So many questions over here, guys. I think there was too many options.
There's too many options. Well, here's a statement that we got from a young person.
Yeah.
A young lady. It says, not being cultured enough.
Ooh.
What do you think that means?
I think this is something that a lot of people can relate to. Well, at least as a Polynesian lady with my experiences and the people I've interacted with, I feel like that kind of statement, it's like when your family or something calls you plastic because you're not Tongan enough, you're not Samoan enough. It's like, you don't know your language, or then you're not even Samoan, or you half or something. I think that's what the statement's saying. That's my interpretation of it.
That's such a... I totally resonate with that. What you're saying, because like I was born here. I'm part of the diaspora of, Pacifica, living in Sydney, Australia, whatever. And yeah, I was born here, and the majority, what is it? The language everyone speaks is English, right?
Yeah.
So like when we go to school here, we grow up here. That's the culture that we grow up in.
Yeah.
And there's some things that we lose because of migration, and that has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
And
it's not my fault.
and I feel like when people make those statements like, you're plastic, you're this, you're that, it's like, okay, so what are you contributing to my knowledge of my culture?
Exactly.
Not much. Like, you just give me...
And it probably makes them feel more ashamed. It's like, I'm plastic. Like, there's no point of me like trying to reach out to learn more about my
Mhm.
culture because they'll just be like, oh,
Well,
you
'cause
know
everyone's
nothing and all
yeah.
that stuff. But yeah,
I feel like that's a huge barrier. Like in Pacific, I know for me, I'm speaking as a Samoan.
yeah,
That's a huge barrier because like, why isn't it something that anyone can learn? I feel like
yeah,
at any age you can learn your language, you can learn your culture, but then you have your family members or friends will be like, oh, that's really funny. You can't pronounce that
yeah,
properly. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, that's not
Mm.
helpful. But yeah, there's I know out west there's like heaps of like not charities, like companies or whatever you call it,
Mm.
that are propping up for like Samoans to learn their language, and they have that
Oh,
understanding like, oh, okay, you've lost your language, but yeah, you can still learn it. It's nothing
yeah.
like you can't learn.
Mm.
So yeah, and it's also up to the person. Like if they want to learn it, they can learn it.
Yeah,
But if they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to, that's also okay.
Mm. Yeah, I think because for me, my parents, well, my mom came here when she was young, and then my dad, a little bit older, or whatever. And so my mom knows more English than my dad, but even growing up, he wouldn't really speak to us in Tongan.
Mm.
So I think that was also one thing, like he was trying to adapt to the Australian culture. So then he wouldn't really teach us the Tongan culture.
Mm.
But I think when I was in high school and then started coming out of high school and meeting more Polynesians, that's when I started to be like, oh, you know what? I actually want to learn more about like being Tongan and
Yeah.
all these stuff. So I think it also I think when you grow up and depending on your surroundings and all that stuff, that's when you really I don't know try and not make the effort. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, I hear you. I
Like
get what you're trying to say. Yeah. That makes sense though, because it's like, well, with culture, it's also about like identity and belonging.
Yeah.
So like, if you feel like you're growing up in a culture, let's say, for example, the Australian culture, and you don't relate to it because of the way you look, and people are telling you, okay, well, you're not actually Australian because you don't look a certain way,
Yeah.
but you feel Australian, or you feel Tongan, or you feel Samoan, or whatever on the inside, but people are saying other things about you. I feel like that has a real effect on your mental health, and your sense of belonging to your community and to other communities. So you feel kind of isolated. So it's like, what do you do? Yeah, it's a conundrum. But yeah, I feel like there's nothing wrong with embracing more than one culture as well.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And I know that a lot of communities can relate to this in Western Sydney, especially if you're the first generation here.
Yeah.
When your parents want you to be a certain way, or your friends want you to be a certain way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool.
No, that was a really good statement, actually.
That was a good
Got
statement.
me thinking a lot.
But there's another thing also that I feel like is a barrier to learning your own culture, with especially with like being Samoan, especially with like say being Samoan, like things that can be very traumatizing and triggering that are part of your culture, where like your parents don't want to like pass that along to you.
Very true.
Yeah. So like they see the trauma and the like. I feel like all the Samoans know what I'm talking about with the lovers. They can be like the parents don't want to pass it on to the kids. So when the kids grow up, they don't learn their culture because the parents don't separate the trauma from what is actually culture.
That's a good one.
But yeah, cool.
Damn. I'm loving this talk, man.
It's good. All right.
Okay, what's another one? Is there any music that defines your culture?
Yo.
I mean, you had it in front of you.
Yeah.
Music that defines your culture.
I don't know. I love island music. I don't know about you.
The island music, the reggae, like old school. Not the siren jams.
Not the siren jams. Some of the siren jams are not bad.
Yeah, just calm down a little bit.
It's just when the siren jams are like a bit too, what is the word? The treble's really high and the bass is not there.
Oh, no. You know what's bad? When Sorry, guys, if this relates to you, any polys out there, but there'll be like an English song, and then the Tongans will have to make a Tongan cover
Oh,
of
and then
the
the Samoans are like,
Samoans.
we don't like you guys getting attention. So, like, there was a song that was, like, really popular in Tongan, like a Tongan song, and then the Samoans had to recreate it.
Anaye.
I
It
think
was
so.
that old baby enough for my ear. I heard that, and I was like,
Oh, bro,
excuse me.
relax. Just leave it,
You
man.
can still listen to our music. It's okay.
So cheesy. And, like, with the Samoans, they love their synthesizers. I don't know what it is, man. Like, and they're really, like, I still jam to it, though.
Yeah. It's like cringe, but
It's like
yeah,
cringe.
but I love this stuff, you know.
Yeah. But, no, I don't know. I feel like it's part of life for us. For me,
Yeah.
anyway. Like, listening to music, like, day in, day out. Even if I'm not musically gifted. I'm, like, probably
same.
one of the only Samoans that can't sing.
Oh yeah, I'm the Tongan that can't sing. Like,
The
jeez.
one stereotype I wish I was.
I know. Jeez.
But, yeah, no, that's another good question. I wonder if there's, like, a statement from a young person. So this is from one of our lovely Indian girls, actually. So they live with in their culture, they live with their parents and have they're stricter in their learning styles, more population, also better food and drinks.
Better food and drinks.
It's flavored.
I love that.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Oh, sorry. Just I'll add on to that music one. Like I think the importance of it, also because it's we perform. So, you know, our cultural dances, like, and there's like a song or music for basically everything.
Yes.
Like, and they have meanings to them as well, like our cultural music.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so for like Samoa's the Silver Samoa, the Taulunga. Yeah. No, it's very significant and we love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah. Cool.
What else?
Are you friends with anyone from a different culture? Yeah, so we don't want to make this the island show. It's only because we're both islanders. We're just like, we're the experts at that. But let's
for sure.
let's include other people. So like, are you friends with other people from a different culture?
Yeah, I grew up in Auburn, so it was very
2144.
Yeah, the 44.
Oops.
No,
No.
not rapping like that.
Jokes.
But yeah, I grew up there. Had a lot of mates from Lebanon, Syrians, Indians, Australians, Italians, all that stuff. So I think it's very easy for me to be able to connect and make friends with different cultures because I grew up in that environment. So I wasn't like sheltered with only like, you know, only Polynesians or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do. What about you?
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like the best way to learn about other cultures is to meet other people who are from different cultures. So like it's like traveling the world without traveling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get to learn about their language, their food, you know, their customs as well.
Oh yeah.
Like like the traditions as well. Like,
and it helps a lot in our job too, like, yeah, because I've met some like some work placement students that have never interacted much with people out of their culture, so it's more difficult for them to like kind of connect with them and build that rapport. But I think when I first came in the industry, it was just something that I was just able to do.
So then if you were to give advice to any of our listeners about, say, how do you connect with people who are, say, different from you?
Just get out there. And it's probably easier said than done. But, you know, attending even like local festivals, like cultural festivals.
Oh, like, what was the last one over the weekend?
Tonga Day.
Tea gang, baby.
Tea gang.
Yeah. Our lovely, what is it? Our, our lovely worker from CMCS was the
Yeah.
host.
Yeah. So.
Talanoa.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
I'm not name
Yeah,
dropping.
sorry, we're gonna have to let him pay for a shout out on here.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, but even there, I saw like different cultured
Mhm.
people there.
I know there was a Nepalese festival as well. I know that Diwali is coming up.
Yeah,
We got Christmas coming up. A huge, what do you call it? Not holiday. What is it called? Not a festival. Well, Eid
yeah.
and Ramadan. Oh, sorry, I meant Ramadan is not like
Yeah.
a festival, but it's like they observe that for the entire month, and they break fast or whatever. And anyone can go to those iftars as well, which is something that I've engaged with.
Yeah,
Coming to Sydney, I've been to many iftars. Yeah, I feel like, food is like the biggest connector.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah.
I've gone different restaurants trying different cultural foods. Speaking to like if it's what's it called? Like a family owned business.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
ask them about their culture, make conversation with them.
And
Small
there's-
things like that.
They're so happy when you try their food.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my gosh, I thought you'd hate it. It's
Yeah,
like,
and they'll bring
"Bruh, I like
everything."
everything. So, yeah.
Can you see?
Yeah. But, yeah, that's probably a good thing just to get out there and talk to people. They're probably more afraid of you than they are.
Yeah. Should we do like?
Should we do a wrap up question?
Yeah.
Let's do that. It's been really cool jamming with you today, actually.
Yeah, you too. What's our one last one?
Because I know you guys did this podcast before, but because I am coming from a multicultural service,
Yeah.
I'm like, and I worked in Auburn, I worked in Granville,
Yeah.
now Maryland's. It's like, yeah, we have to do this one. But
Oh, okay. We'll do the last one. I think that'll be
okay,
interesting.
yeah.
If someone visited your country, so if they visited Samoa from another country, what advice would you give them?
Oh, okay, so Samoa is very traditional in some ways. Depending. So if you like going to the villages, very conservative. And the people are very friendly, but it's conservative. So like if you go there, you cover up, you be respectful. Sundays are a rest day.
Yeah.
So you can't go out swimming, you can't really do much on Sundays. It's like the day
Just
for church.
and that's it.
It's for church. It's not for having a party, going out swimming, all that type of thing. Yeah, they observe the traditional ways. So like I said, with church, with the Makais, like they run the village or what have you. So being respectful of that and observing those cultures is those customs is very important. But the hospitality is off the chain. They will look after you. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that's like that in literally all the poly countries. I assume. Oops. I guess I gotta go there on a work trip and find out.
Yeah, if someone can sponsor
just
us.
for research.
But that's the advice I'd give. I'd say they're very friendly, but just be respectful. It's a huge part of our culture.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you wouldn't see the locals in like their bikinis and going swimming and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which is like, it's just the way it is there. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not saying people shouldn't wear that or whatever, but it's just conservative. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's the same for me as well. Sundays, yeah. Sorry, you better get all your shopping and stuff done beforehand. Get them church clothes out ready.
Yeah. Get your church clothes out.
Even if you're not like, if you don't have a religion or something, like, you're always more than welcome to join the churches. Go check it out. What else? Oh, insect repellent.
Take
that.
Yes.
Yeah, take that. Take as much as you can.
Yeah, and if you don't,
It's not for the weak.
we're gonna know that you came back from the islands because
Yeah.
you're gonna come back with so many sores on your legs because you were scratching the life out of your legs. But yeah, insect repellent, and if you're like really fair, probably avoid the sun at midday because it is hot.
Reapply your sunscreen every few
They're gonna call
hours.
you a Palangi, but that's fine. They'll call you a Palangi, that's
Yeah,
alright.
it doesn't mean anything too bad, guys.
It doesn't
No.
mean anything bad. It just means, yeah, go in the shade. That's what it means.
What else?
Also, in Samoa, don't be shocked if you go there and you see graves in front of the house.
Oh, yeah.
In it's a way to bury your ancestors on your land, so you protect the land, kind of. So like in my village, you'll see my I can literally stand in one spot and point to all my ancestors.
Wow.
So like you'll see my great grandpa, my great grandmother in one fale, which is at the house, the traditional house in Samoa. And then on the other side, you'll see my grandpa buried because he's like, bury me there. I don't want anyone building a house there. And then we go back there, we put our house there or whatever. So it protects that. But then, you know, once they're gone, there's a feuds about land and stuff. But anyway, we won't go into that. Yeah. I know all the people in Australia can relate to that, with parents like fighting for their land back here. Yeah. And then you like the people, they're like, nah.
Yeah, just like, am I getting any of the land or no?
Nah, you're not.
I'm just here.
Yeah. But
I think that's it. I can't really think of anything. Insect repellent is a huge thing. Cause damn. Oh, if you get really friendly with like, you know, your neighbors and stuff, they might be asking you for your nice, you know, your nice watch or your nice, or your nice shirt or something. They might, you know.
Or not even ask.
Kids,
not even ask.
The little kids, they might be like, oh, I like.
That's
like,
really nice.
So, so there's that. Maybe take extra gifts if you don't want your good stuff taken.
I feel like, that is something that I do. Like, when I pack, I make sure I pack everything that I will want to give away because...
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, because you don't want to...
Take
all your good stuff back. And be like,
you might not get it back, so...
Yeah.
It's like,
I think that's just, it's good for us to do that because we live here in Australia. We're so blessed to...
Yeah, for sure.
Have the wages that we have the support that we have. Unlike our relatives back in the islands, it's a bit difficult for them. So, like, if you are going, take gifts, take your clothes, make sure you remember the kids as well. It's a hard life there. Yeah.
But anyways, I think that's it for the podcast. This episode. Wow, how was it, Lana? It was great having you.
Nah, I like the banter, Satini. Yeah. Now, we always banter when we're together anyway, regardless of the Sometimes I'm like, we should have put this on the... we should have put rest record earlier.
But really, we might get cancelled Saturday.
Nah, we're not like that.
Yeah.
No, but thank you for having me on the podcast. It was awesome to chat with you.
No, it was good having you, and hopefully you'll be back for another one.
Yeah, you never know. Never know.
Okay, well... Thank you guys. I hope that you all enjoyed this episode with Lana. If you have any questions or topics that you want to suggest, everything is in the description as well as our social media. So be sure to check that out. And take care, and we'll see you next time. Yes. Bye.
Fa sui fua. Thank you.